I'm Blake.
And I'm Sam. Welcome to today's Inside Look. We'll get a behind-the-scenes look of what we do here at Orca Encounter. Our killer whale family has inspired generations all around the world, and we're so excited to share them with you all today.
That's right. Killer whales are scientifically named or science Orca, but here at SeaWorld, they're lovingly known as Orkid, Ulysses, Orkid, Shouka, Keet, Kalia, and our killer whale family. Throughout today's Inside Look presentation, you'll get the opportunity to learn more about our training, husbandry, and research projects. So, sounds like we have a lot to cover. You ready to get started?
Let's do it!
I'd love to introduce you to some of the whales you're going to meet today. So they're making their way out to the center. We have one of our females and one of our largest males. You guys can give them a big wave back as they wave to you with their flukes. Everyone say hello to Keet and Orkid. Now these next two whales are some of our most athletic and spunky females. They're going to give you a big wave on either side of the pool. Once again, you can wave back to them. Everyone say hello to Shouka and Kalia. Now, we interact with all of our whales every day in a variety of different ways. Right now, some of our trainers are going to make their way down to the glass to have a fun play session with our killer whales while we show you all about all of the different types of sessions we do at SeaWorld. So in just a moment, we'll tell you about those sessions, but we can enjoy as all follow our whales and make our way to the glass and spend some quality time with their trainers. So closest to us here on my left, this is going to be Ashley and Keet. Ashley and Keet have been working together for a little bit over a year now. So they have a pretty good relationship, but something that Keet really seems to enjoy is tactile. So in just a moment, you'll see Ashley has a little scrub brush with her. It's a very soft bristled brush, and a lot of times some of our whales actually enjoy that tactile stimulation on their skin. Alright, so again, this is just an example of one of those sessions called a play session. And hopefully we'll be learning about all those other sessions here. It looks like our sound booth is working on that. So it's a great inside look about how we put our presentations together here at SeaWorld. Now on the screen and over to the far left is going to be Sam and Shouka.
One of the most important parts of our job is making sure that no 2 days are exactly alike for our killer whales. The best way that we can ensure this type of variability is by utilizing an acronym called HELPERS. Each of the letters inside of HELPERS represents a different type of session that we can do with the whales. For example, H stands for husbandry. Now husbandry is arguably the most important letter in HELPERS because it revolves around the animal's health care and well-being. For positive reinforcement, we can ask a variety of different behaviors to maintain their health care. For example, we can do a full body examination, get their body temperature, and even clean their teeth, which we do 2 times every single day. Exercise is just as important for our killer whales as it is for you and I to stay physically fit. All of those incredible high-energy behaviors that you see in our Orca Encounter presentations, for example, are actually all really important to help keep our whales physically fit. All of those bows, spine hopping, tail whipping, and porpoising behaviors that you see all aid in the physical shape of our killer whales. Learning sessions are my personal favorite because this is where we get to actively engage and train all of the amazing behaviors that you see in all of our different types of presentations. These animals are highly intelligent and not only need physical stimulation, but lots of mental stimulation as well. Every interaction with our whales is an opportunity for them to learn something new, and it's up to us to keep their brains active and stimulated throughout the day. Play and enrichment go hand in hand. It can not only be reinforcing for our whales, but also for us as their trainers. This is a great way for us to build that relationship and have lots of fun together. Playtime sessions can involve giant whale-sized toys, novel enrichment, and even live fish that we can put into their habitat for the whales to enjoy. Relate sessions are one-on-one personal time and moments between whales and their trainers. Relate sessions can look different for each whale and every trainer. Spending quality time with our whales is a great way to build a trusting relationship and provide world-class care to our family of killer whales. Finally, the S stands for scientific research studies. Several of our animals have been active participants in many different research studies that have treated the wild counterparts out in the open ocean. The whales are currently participating in cardiovascular studies, a lung health study, as well as a hearing study that focuses on reducing noise pollution out in the open ocean. Not only are these studies great for conservation, but are great cognitive challenges for the animals. The HELPERS acronym allows us to make sure that every day is fun and different for our amazing family of killer whales.
Now that we've learned about all the different types of sessions we can do here at SeaWorld, right now you're going to get an inside look to what we call a husbandry session, that first letter that we saw there. So once again, a husbandry session is anything where the animal actually actively participates in their own health care. So with Shouka here right in front of us and her trainer Sam, we're actually going to be doing a voluntary water drink behavior. Now that might sound super weird to you guys, but believe it or not, killer whales actually don't drink any water. They live in salt water and they can't drink that just like you and I. So they actually get all their hydration from the fish they eat. But here in a zoological setting, we can actually train them to drink fresh water. So Sam's got a big old jug of fresh water there right in front of her. And in just a moment here, she's going to do some steps and ask Shouka to drink that water just as she pours it into her mouth. So they can also get a variety of different forms of hydration here. So one of Shouka's favorites is going to be snowball. But let's watch as she just goes ahead and swallows that water. That's pretty incredible, right? And let's see if we can get it all. Yep, one more little. Oh, very nice. Everyone, let's give it up for Shouka. That was pretty incredible. And like I was saying, there's a variety of different ways we can get them extra hydration here. Shouka in particular really loves snowballs. Some of our whales really love giant ice cubes. And because they don't really have taste buds like you and I, things like ice and snow is actually really fun, different texture for them that they really seem to enjoy here as another form of reinforcement. Alright, so our next husbandry session we're going to be working on is going to be Keet. So Keet is one of our large adult males. He's actually kind of neck and neck with our 3 large males at being one of the biggest. So they kind of shift that every couple months or so. But what you guys are going to get a chance to see is how we measure them. So for our adult whales, we actually measure them every quarter. And we pretty much measure every part of their body. So their dorsal fin, their pectoral flippers, and even their total length. So that's what we're going to be doing just today. So we have this big old tape measure, and we're going to ask him to put his body in a position where he's comfortable, and we're going to basically just measure him, just like it sounds, but you guys will get to see that firsthand. So Caitlin has this really fancy contraption. Looks like a little picker-upper. That's exactly what it is. So basically that just helps us with it being an extension of our arm to reach out to these big, large whales. So Keet hovers right around 10,000 pounds. So today we're going to get to see how long he is from the very tip of his rostrum. So Caitlin here is going to start at that rostrum. Once we get him right in line. Alright, so we got that tip down. Now I'm going to assist and go down to his belly button. then Caitlin's going to come back around. And we're going to try to remember this number on his belly button, so if we lose it, we still got that documented. So, any guesses on what we're at right now? You guys can shout them out. 10 feet?
100 feet.
Gotcha. All right. Communication is key, people. All right, so we're about at 4 meters. Okay. Yep. All right. So I heard 10 feet. We have any other guesses out there? 13 feet? 30 feet? Holy moly. 20 feet. Okay, we got a lot of guesses. What are we at, Caitlin? Let's flip this over. All right, 20 feet and 2 inches. All right, who was right? Raise your hand. All right, we got a couple. Good job, you guys. So, over 20 feet, he's about middle of the range. Our biggest whale right now is just over 21 feet. So, pretty cool. So, that was an example of one of those husbandry behaviors. Again, we measure all different parts of their body for their adult whales. Our younger whales that are still growing, we actually will measure every single month. All right, let's give it up for Keet and his trainer, Ashley. That was a fantastic look at one of those husbandry behaviors. Now, these husbandry behaviors are essential for killer whales' health and overall care here. But how in the world did we train Shouka to voluntarily drink a jug of water, or Keet to just lay over relaxed while we put this weird, probably feels a little bit weird, measuring tape all over his body? Well, all of our behaviors here at SeaWorld are trained with positive reinforcement through learning sessions. So right now, let's take a look at what those learning sessions are all about.
Common questions we get asked here at Orca Encounter is, how do you train a killer whale? Well, here at SeaWorld, we're using positive reinforcement training techniques to shape and train behavior. What that looks like is we're always asking the whales a question, and they can say yes or no. So all our presentations and sessions are entirely voluntary. Almost all the behaviors you'll see today are created by the whales themselves. We then add a hand signal to have the whales do that specific behavior when asked. Each hand signal correlates to one specific behavior. For example, we're training the whales a jump, or what we call a bow. The hand signal for that behavior is a check mark across our body, looking like this. When we first begin training that behavior, we have the whales touch the end of their face, hold their rostrum to the target. We then have the target pulled higher and higher out of the water until eventually all they need is the hand signal. Check it out!
So all of our killer whales are individuals, and they all learn at different rates and different speeds, but no matter how small or big the behavior, we're always going to teach them in small steps. So right now we're going to get an inside look to what a learning session looks like and some of those behaviors that we train using those small steps, as well as positive reinforcement. So right now our killer whale Orkid is going to make her way to the slide out with trainer Caitlin. And what we're going to see today is actually a novel behavior. So none of our other killer whales know this behavior or have been trained it before. We call it a cartwheel. So in just a moment, we'll kind of show you what that looks like and some of those steps that we took to get to the point where Orkid is at right now. So one of the biggest training tools we use here with our killer whales is called a target pole. So you'll see that in just a moment. It's a long pole with a skinny little bead right at the top. Kind of looks like a little Q-tip. Well, a big Q-tip for us. But from a very young age, one of the first behaviors we teach them is to touch their rostrum, just like Orkid is doing now, to that bead. And that helps us as an extension of our hand. So we can help train these really huge animals some amazing things. So right now, Caitlin and Orkid are just demonstrating how you can use that target pole to ask Orkid to come up higher, to stay still, maybe to go to the left or right. Basically wherever that bead on that target pole moves, we're asking Orkid to move that way with her rostrum following her body. So So some of the first approximations we took in that cartwheel is what Caitlin's going to show us. So essentially, we kind of want her to rotate to her side. So again, we're going to ask her to come up, touch that bead, come back down, kind of build up that momentum a little bit. So she's going to come up a little bit higher. Whoa, and kind of turn over to the left. But you guys can see how she followed that target pole over to where Caitlin was moving it. That's the exact behavior we want, and that's why, if you might have heard it, Caitlin blowed her whistle. The whistle communicates, yes, that's exactly it. So Orkid knows she's on the right track. So we're going to take a little approximation, or again, one of those small steps to kind of build on that movement. So, and because Orkid is doing fantastic, Caitlin, once again, is going to reinforce her with some fish. Again, that's one of our reinforcements called primary. But again, our whales love a variety of different things like ice, snow, big cubes, maybe to go see another trainer across the way. So something a little bit different and stimulating for her. All right, so now that Orkid has moved on from those smaller approximations with a small target pole, Caitlin has got the big old target pole. Now Ella is sending the SD or signal from stage, and hopefully we're going to see a bigger version of that cartwheel right in front of us. So she's going to do a little bow. That helps her get all the way down to the bottom of the pool to really get that speed and momentum built up, so she can come up, touch that bead all the way out of the water. Wow, that was incredible. All right, you guys, give a round of applause for Orkid. That was pretty cool. All right, are we going to do any more approximations, or are we good there? All right, we're going to do one more little step with Orkid. So we are fading the target pole now. So now that we think that she's got it, she's on the right track, she might not need that target pole anymore. So we're going to try it with just the signal. And now Caitlin, instead of the target pole, she's going to use a snowball to help her. So the snowball is ideally going to tell Orkid, okay, I want you to do that same exact thing, but I want you to do it right here. And that's what she's going to use that snowball for. So again, we got that little jump over the side. Orkid's making her way all the way to the bottom of the pool, picking up speed, picking up power. Watch where that snowball came, and here she comes. Woohoo! All right, Orkid! All right, let's give her another big round of applause. That's pretty cool, right? So Orkid is definitely one of our most agile and athletic whales, so she really thrives off of fun, energetic behaviors like that. But some other behaviors we can teach them don't just stimulate their bodies, it also stimulates their mind as well. So one of the next behaviors we're going to be showing you is a little bit of a mental challenge for these whales, and really fun to train ourselves. So we have Shouka, what is learning a search and find behavior. So kind of similar to like hide and go seek that you might have played with kids. So we're doing a very small approximation on the stage. So Sam got the signal to go find a trainer. And she's going to pop up, she found trainer I. So that was a very small step. She can see I, she knows she's right next to Sam. So that's a very small step that we'll start with. Like, hey, go find a trainer. Look, she's right over there. We give them a little bit of help. And then they get that bridge whistle telling them, yes, that's it. And then they get some kind of reinforcement, which in likely hopes to increase that behavior happening again. So this time, I is going to go hide a little bit farther. You guys might see her little jaunt across stage there. Let's see where she's going to hide if we can see her. Okay, she's going up and over the stairs. I see some feet behind there. Oh, there's I. Okay, she's coming all... Okay, she's on the porch. She's giving me a nice wave. Do you guys see her? Okay, we're going to see if Shouka can see her. So she was given the signal, go find a trainer. Let's see if she can find her. I think this might be a little easy. Let's see. Oh, she's looking. Oh, did she spot her? She got her! Very good. So this is just another example of those small steps and how we build on them to get the final behavior that we're looking for. All right, so we're doing a reverse. Now I asked Shouka, go find another trainer. So she's going to do a search, kind of similar to the same approximation or small step that we just did, but in reverse. So another way to kind of challenge her to see if she really gets this concept. And she does. Look at her. She's such a smart whale. And as you see, she got a bridge again, and she's going to get some form of reinforcement from Trainer Sam. Step now. So I is all the way down here at the glass. So something a little bit different. Shouka might not be able to see her right away, so Shouka's going to actually have to search a little bit. Again, search and find, right? Hide and seek. So I think Shouka's on it. She knows what's up. She sees Sam right away, or sorry, I right away. And yay, she found her. Great job. All right, you guys, so that was another great learning session that we were able to watch and see those small steps and how we build on them and use that positive reinforcement to increase those behaviors to happen again, hopefully. Now, learning sessions are great and enriching for our whales and also helps provide great mental stimulation. Exercise is another part of their overall health care. So high energy behaviors are a great way to keep our killer whales in shape. And you're about to see a demonstration of just that. So these exercise sessions are just that, an exercise session for our killer whale with high energy behaviors. But for all of you, that means it's time to see more incredible killer whale behavior. Take it away. We have one more completely different presentation right here at 6 p.m. called our Orca Encounter. And if you guys are looking for stamps for your inside look packets, we will have stampers at both exits of our stadium. If you have any questions about our killer whale,